This conference will now be recorded.
Friends, now we are going to discuss the market movement of 17th August 2020. Okay, first we go to the crude oil. Crude oil yesterday's opened with the price 3,181, high recorded 3,206 and low 3,108 and closes at 3,194. Yesterday it was it engulfed the previous day's red candle. Okay, let's go to the intraday movement. Let's see what happened there. Yesterday market opened with the gap up. Crude oil previous close was at 3,131, whereas next day open at 3,181. Hello, can you
Good.
see here? Here one so opened in the later small movement again a green candle. Can you find anything here, Mahesh?
చూస్తున్నాను.
Can you find anything here? See, recently we discussed. Okay, I tell you, there is one thing. What is this? Double spreading. Can you find double spreading?
అవునండి.
This candle is the end of the double spreading, isn't it? Are you right? Okay, you can find this. It seems to be a red candle actually, but really it is not a red candle. It's a green. See the volume, and because gap up in the formation, it looks like that. So here it is ended the double spread. The small spread. Morning time, crude oil volumes will be very less until 12 o'clock. Thereafter, it increases the volumes. Anyhow, this is the end of the double spreading. You are supposed to say, take a shot here. End of this candle, 3,178. Okay. Okay, here you should know one thing. Previous day, there was at the end, previous day, yesterday, previous day, it ended with the twin corners, Can you find? Closing candle is the end of the twin corner, as previous day. This is the last candle of the previous day, crude oil, okay? So that it will put impact for the next, it will have impact for the next day towards upside, to open upside, okay? That's why it has opened with the gap up. అంటే ఇక్కడ గ్యాప్ అప్ రావడానికి కారణం కూడా ఇదన్నమాట. Here is the twin corner, understand? Okay, come here, and this is the end of the double spreading this candle. So you are supposed to take a shot at this close, after the close of this candle. Particularly I'm telling it's after the close of the candle, okay, and wait for the correction or downfall. Downfall continued, but continued. There was nowhere you can find a heavy movement. Here, this is the you can consider this as a first fall. You can wait for the second confirmation. Second confirmation took a lot of took some more time, but there's no high volumes here still. Later of the day, this is a huge volume. This is important. So you must exit here. First confirmation is this one. First fall continued further. This is the second fall. This is second confirmation. You are supposed to exit the position here. Okay. Here, so you enter the short at 178, close it around this 130. This candle's low is showing 130. Actual low is actually it is 108 day low. Happened in this candle actually. So it had given almost 50 points down move. 50 points. That means it's a more than 1.5% of the counter value. Okay. After come to here, there is a sudden and huge volume recorded in this candle particularly. This candle's volume is 7.27K. See, previous candles volumes are just less than 1000, except a few candles. Average volume is around 1000. There is a sudden spot. This candle records almost more than 20% of the whole day. That's very important. You have to keep in mind, whether it is a stock market or commodities, whatever market. After a prolonged time of almost this is what is the time 1745. 1745 means 6 hours previous 3 hours, totally 6 plus 3, almost 9 hours time. After 9 hours time, in single candle there was a 20% increase in the volume on single candle. So automatically, whenever that situation takes place, even it is a stock market, for example, stock market after 12 o'clock, in single candle, if there is a more than 20% volume, you must, if you have short, you must exit and try for the long. 20% or more volume will turn the situation opposite direction. Okay. Here, it's a very high oversold situation, heavy volume. So that after that, there's recovery started. And recovery started and moved up to the VWAP. So, moved up to the VWAP. At the VWAP, there will generally there would be some correction near the VWAP. Because it's a VWAP is a resistance point, it will be so that there is a correction in the next candle. Okay, this 1830 candle is almost above the oversold candle. This is the candle, it's a huge volume candle, whereas 1830 candle is above that. And next, and again 1845 candle, there was a correction below the previous candle. Previous candle is actually it's open low candle. That's important. Open is 3137. That's the open low also same and moved up and next candle correction. You must ready to buy below the open of this candle. That is 3137, whereas next candle 135. Or after moved down and started recovery. Moreover, this is the area is stood above the average of this volume candle. That's important here. అర్థమవుతుందండి సుశాంత్?
అర్థమవుతుంది.
ఇక్కడ ఈ ఏరియా ఎక్కడ ఉంది? ఇక్కడ కరెక్షన్ వచ్చిన ఏరియా వాల్యూమ్ అయిన క్యాండిల్ కి 50% పైన ఉంది కదా. దట్ ఈస్ ద పాయింట్ యు ఆర్ సపోజ్ టు టేక్ ద లాంగ్. అండర్స్టాండ్? అంటే ఓవర్సోల్డ్ అయింది, రికవరీ వచ్చింది, రెసిస్టెన్స్ దాకా వెళ్ళింది. రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది? జనరల్ గా రెసిస్టెన్స్ కదా వివాప్ అనేది. కరెక్షన్ వచ్చింది, కరెక్షన్ లో మనం పికప్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఎక్కడ చేసుకోవాలి? ఈ వాల్యూమ్ క్యాండిల్ పైన వచ్చి ఆగిపోతుంది కాబట్టి వాల్యూమ్ క్యాండిల్ మనం ఇక్కడ పికప్ చేసుకోవాలి లాంగ్ పొజిషన్. దట్ మీన్స్ 137, 3137 is the buying point. Thereafter it is started up move. Okay, this is the best point for entry, best entry point. Why? Because this candle suggests the buying. In what way it is suggesting buying? This candle particularly generated the volume of more than 20% of the previous whole day. అంతకుముందు జరిగిన రోజు మొత్తం జరిగిన వాల్యూమ్ కన్నా కూడా ఒక్క క్యాండిల్లోనే 20% వాల్యూమ్ జరిగింది. అర్థమైందండి? ఎప్పుడైతే 20% వాల్యూమ్ జరుగుతుందో ఒక క్యాండిల్లో, స్టాక్ మార్కెట్ అయినా కానీ ఏ కౌంట్ అని చూసుకోండి. సపోజ్ ఉదయం నుంచి మధ్యాహ్నం ట్రేడింగ్ జరుగుతుంది కదా, మధ్యాహ్నం తర్వాత ఒక క్యాండిల్లోనే ఒక 20% వాల్యూమ్ అయింది అనుకోండి, ఆటోమేటిక్ ఫాలో అయిపోతుందండి అక్కడ. జనరల్లీ ఇన్ జనరల్ అంటే అదర్ ప్రికాషన్ కూడా తీసుకోవాలి చెప్తున్నాను. ఇక్కడ ఆగిపోయిందంటే రికవరీ స్టార్ట్ అయినట్టే, నో డౌట్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ రికవరీ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. కరెక్షన్ లో ఆ వాల్యూమ్ క్యాండిల్ దగ్గర మనం పొజిషన్ తీసుకోవడానికి రెడీగా ఉండాలి. అండర్స్టాండ్? Okay, you have bought a position at 3,137. Fresh buying you have to take here, and it moved up to the beyond the day's high. Day high was 3,181, went above the 3,181, and there is a small, see this volume, there is a small double spread. Okay, understand? So you have to exit here. Above the day high, you have to exit. Buying is here 3,137. Exit at the day high. Remaining moves, leave it for now. Okay. Okay. That means there's a little bit overbought. You are exiting above the day high. Generally, stop loss కొట్టేస్తుంది అక్కడ. ఎవరైనా షార్ట్ కొట్టిన ఎవరైనా డే హైలో జనరల్ స్టాప్ పెడతారు కాబట్టి అక్కడ ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోతారు. మనం లాంగ్ ఎగ్జిట్ అవ్వాలి అక్కడ. అర్థమైంది కదా? సో later, that is the first sell here. This is 50 points and 137. So 137 to 140 will count. Higher side is above 180. This is more than 40 points. This is 50 points, this is 40 points. Later, okay, there is a strong buying and recovered to higher levels, day high, and there is a correction. In the correction, in this candle, volume candle is confirmed the end of the correction. Okay, you can take at the end of the candle, or you can wait for the recovery above the 13 EMA, 13 moving average. That's important. So above 13 moving average, you are 100% safe to buy here. Okay, you can buy here. It's not a problem because this is only just correction from the upward journey. Correction ended with the volume. You might exit and entry, make a fresh entry of buying here, or wait for consolidation and move above the 13. This is the 100% safe point of buying here above 13 EMA. 13 EMA is around 100, 300, 3,170. Buy at 3,170 simply and wait for the up move. It has continued up to, until the close of the market. Its recorded high is 3,206. We have time up to this candle of a new high, say 197 or 190. Again, we will made a 20-25 points here. 25 points you recorded in this trade. So first trade is 50 points, second trade 40 points, and third trade is 25 points. Okay. Okay. That's all about the crude oil for now. And next, you go to the silver. Silver previous day was red candle, green, again green and red candles. So this little bit you can say this is went into the sideways movement in the day chart. Okay, it is opened almost open low around 6,106 open, and low is 67,30, just almost open low, and day high recorded 3,000 above the open, that is 70,246, and closes 69,155. So it's a red green candle. Is the length of the candle is almost more than 3,000. Okay, we'll go to the intraday and we'll discuss there what happened. Silver day opened here in the open low candle. Is it? Yes, it's right. Open low candle of 67,106 and more high to the 67,521. Very next candle, it cut below the open low 67,106 and moved down to the 67,030. Okay. Thereafter started up move. Here we have to keep in mind, they have to remember that there was some sort of thin corners in the previous day bottom. Before closing, previous day, before the close, there was some sort of twin corners, but volume might be less in the second corner, but there was twin corners formation. It will give an impact for the next day also. It will give some impact for the next day also. So you should be trying for, if there is any buy signal, you can try for buying. ఓకే,
ఈ ట్విన్ కార్నర్స్ ఎక్కడ అండి ఒకసారి చెప్పరా?
ముందు రోజు ట్విన్ కార్నర్ ఇది సెకండ్ ఎండ్ అయిపోయింది ఇక్కడ ఈ క్యాండిల్ కనిపిస్తుంది కదా, వాల్యూమ్ తక్కువ ఉంది అంత ముందు కార్నర్ కన్నా కనిపిస్తుందా ముందు రోజు. ఇది లాస్ట్ క్యాండిల్, ముందు రోజు లాస్ట్ క్యాండిల్ ఇది. ఓకే, దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ది ట్విన్ కార్నర్. అండర్స్టాండ్? కనిపిస్తుంది కదా,
కనబడుతుంది.
అంటే దాని ఇంపాక్ట్ నెక్స్ట్ డే కూడా ఉంటుందండి. అర్థమైందా? అంటే ట్విన్ కార్నర్ ఏంటి? బై సిగ్నల్. ట్విన్ కార్నర్ ప్యాటర్న్ సజెస్ట్ ద బయింగ్, అంతే కదా?
అవునండి.
సో ఆ ట్విన్ కార్నర్ ప్యాటర్న్ ఇంపాక్ట్ అనేది నెక్స్ట్ డే కూడా పనిచేస్తుంది, నెక్స్ట్ డే కూడా ఉంటుంది దాని ఇంపాక్ట్. సో దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ట్రై ఫర్, ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఈస్ ఎనీ బై సిగ్నల్ ఫర్ టువర్డ్స్ బయింగ్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు కీప్ ఇన్ మైండ్, keep remember this. Okay, second candle is here is some engulfing took place. Understand? So this is engulfing on the closing basis. The very second candle is there was some engulf, because previous candle is open low candle and next candle is moves down below the open low. ఓపెన్ లో క్యాండిల్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. ఆల్వేస్ ఎప్పుడైనా ఓపెన్ లో క్యాండిల్ వచ్చినప్పుడు తర్వాత జనరల్ గా, అంటే ఎవ్రీ టైం కాదు, కొన్ని సందర్భం, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది కేసెస్ దేర్ విల్ బి సమ్ టెస్ట్, లోని మళ్ళీ టెస్ట్ చేస్తుందండి కౌంటర్. ఎప్పుడైనా సరే, ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ ఇలాంటి ఓపెన్ లో క్యాండిల్ వచ్చినప్పుడు సబ్సిక్వెంట్ గా ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ టైమ్, అంటే ఎవ్రీ టైం అయినా కదా, సమ్ టైమ్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ పాసిబిలిటీ ఫర్ టెస్టింగ్ ద లో అగైన్. Okay, keep it away that situation. Here it is recorded engulfing pattern on the closing basis, because candle low is lower than the previous candle low and closes above the close of the previous candle. Previous candle close is 67,248, whereas this candle is 340 close. It's above the close of the previous candle. Okay, keep it. Let us wait for some time. It's just beginning of the day, and you may not be able to take a decision. And next candle also up move, and again there was a red candle with the upper shadow with the higher volumes. You have to keep remember this, higher volumes than the previous candle. Okay, and later on there was a green candle moving above the upper shadow of the red candle and above the 13 EMA. ఇక్కడ మనం 4 పాయింట్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాలండి. ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ 2 క్యాండిల్స్ ఎన్గల్పింగ్, ఓకే కదా, క్లియర్ కనపడుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ క్యాండిల్ స్మాల్ క్యాండిల్, రెడ్ క్యాండిల్, గ్రీన్ క్యాండిల్, అండ్ ఈ క్యాండిల్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. దిస్ ఇస్ ద క్యాండిల్ విత్ హయ్యర్ వాల్యూమ్ అప్పర్ షాడో. అక్కడ మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిన విషయం, హయ్యర్ వాల్యూమ్ అయింది, అప్పర్ షాడో వచ్చింది, ఆ తర్వాత క్యాండిల్ దాని పైన క్లోజ్ అయింది, ఆల్మోస్ట్ అప్పర్ షాడో దాటిపోయిందంటే దట్ ఈస్ సమ్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ బుల్ సిగ్నల్ అండి. హౌ టు కీప్ ఇన్ remember this issue. After end of this candle, this is a 10 o'clock candle. After close of this candle, you have to buy. This is the buy. Understand? Sushant, have you got the clarity? I'm not unable to remember you. I'm unable to listen to you. Okay, you will continue the, and here you are supposed to enter the long above the 13 EMA. 13 EMA is the best safe place for make an entry of buying around below, around 67,600. It moved up and above the, moved up to the near of the VWAP. So you make a target almost by this time you gained almost 1,000 points. Suppose because this is the one resistance point previous day VWAP is you can exit from here. You bought in this candle of 10-15 candle low open and exit around this previous day's VWAP. That's all. Next candle is also good. You can, if you are smart, then you can hold because there's some sort of continuation, strong continuation. You can wait for some time, but to be safe, you can place order of selling exit at the previous day VWAP because it's a major resistance point for the for any situation. You have to exit here. We need not wait for the higher levels. First, you have to exit here. That's a safe thing always. So by the time you gained almost 1,000 points here, okay, that's the first trade of the day. And later there was a correction in the day. This is the correction candle with the high volume. Next green candle, and again there's a second confirmation also is here. This is a little bit high volume, and but still it is better to wait because second confirmation is a small one. You can wait for some more time, and later there's a green candles, green again, red candle. Yes, this is the candle suggest the buying. This confirms the end of the correction. Actually, here is a second confirmation, but the volume is less. Yeah, so that you take some more time. What happens in the market, and after 1 hour, there is this red candle confirms the end of correction, and you have to enter long buying here. Why? How it is confirmed the end of correction is this candle's open is 68,650 and low is 68,400. Again closes at 68,554. Okay. The low is 400 is lower than the previous day's candle. Previous candle. Previous candle's low is 68,468 and close is 68,650 again. Whereas next red candle, sorry, what is this? Something wrong. Okay, yeah. Here, open of the candle is 68,542 and it has become a red. Low is 68,468 and the next candle, a red candle low is 68,400 and closes above the previous candle's open value. Okay, so there's the shadow, and here you have to understand one thing is red candle's lower shadow is higher than the previous candle's lower shadow. That's important thing. I have to keep remember this issue. That's very important. So after the end of this red candle, you have to try for buying because almost correction is over, ended somewhere here. You have to enter along around 68,500 or 550 somewhere else. So let us say price is 68,500 baht. How to wait for the up move. Up move continued with the high. After 1 hour, there was a high volume day high, but you can wait for somewhat second confirmation of the rally, second up move. It took after 1 hour with the engulfing pattern, it started moving up. See here, this candle engulfs the previous candle, this 1715 candle, and continued the up move. After 3 candles up with the high volumes, you have to exit. See this high volume candles, 3 candles. Always you have to keep remember that whenever there is a upward rally, 3 continuous candles, there is possibility for a exhaustion of the up move. There we exit the position. That's all. That's all for the this trade, there you have to exit. Again, you have gained about under 1000 from here, 68,500, whereas it's above. See, it went up to 69,050, almost 1,500 points. At least you can make a profit of, say, 1,200 points, 12 to 1,300 points. You can exit here. Okay, there was another. Later it went into the overbought, double top, triple top also. There was a correction. See, after triple, you see, this is a candle already, and this can be considered as some sort of a double spread at higher levels. And actually, this overbought situation, you can, after completion of this candle, say triple top, you can try for a selling here. But the best buying, actually, this is the bull case. For the correction. Hello, Sushant, are you listening?
లిజనింగ్ అండి.
ఇక్కడ ఓవర్ బాట్ అయిపోయింది కదండి. సో మనం ఇక్కడ బై చేసి ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోయాం, వదిలేసండి లేటర్. బట్ లేట్ నైట్ దేర్ వాజ్ ఎ కరెక్షన్. సీ దిస్ బికాస్ దిస్ ఓవర్ బాట్ region, and there is a correction. So you can use this correction also for selling because it cannot move higher levels because there was a distribution zone to the higher levels. This is the highest. See, this is the highest resistance level. See this highest. Okay,
అవును.
this is one of the resistance level, and most important thing is this is one of the resistance level. ఎందుకంటే అంతకు ముందు రోజు ఇక్కడ ఇక్కడ ఒకసారి జరిగింది, పడేటప్పుడు కూడా ఇక్కడ సైడ్ వేస్ మూవ్మెంట్ నడిచింది, అంటే ఇక్కడ అంత డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ పాయింట్ అనమాట, అంతకుముందు జరిగినాయి. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రెసిస్టెన్స్ జోన్. రెసిస్టెన్స్ జోన్ ఇక్కడ ఓవర్ బాట్ అయింది. సో యూ కెన్ ట్రై హియర్ సెల్లింగ్, నో డౌట్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడే ట్రై చేయొచ్చు సెల్లింగ్, లేకపోతే తర్వాత ట్రై డెఫినెట్ ప్రాఫిట్ వస్తుంది. బట్ ఎంత అనేది క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్. యూ కెన్ మేక్ ఎ ప్రాఫిట్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్. బట్ ఏమవుతుందండి, ఇక్కడ కొంచెం వాల్యూమ్ అయ్యేసరికి ఆగింది, మళ్ళీ రికవరీ. బట్ ఈ హైని దాటలేదు. ఇట్ కెనాట్ మూవ్ హైయర్ సైడ్, యూ కెన్ వెయిట్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ హియర్ టు యూ కెన్ మేక్ ఏ సమ్ 1000 పాయింట్స్ ప్రాఫిట్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ట్రేడ్. సో మోర్ దెన్ 1000 పాయింట్స్. ఇక్కడ ఎందుకు సెల్ చేయాలి అంటే, ఆల్రెడీ ఇంతకుముందు 2 టైమ్స్ హైలీ ఓవర్ బాట్ అయింది, గమనించారు కదా, హైలీ ఓవర్ బాట్ అయింది. ఇక్కడ ఫినిషింగ్ లాస్ట్ లో ఒక స్మాల్ కరెక్షన్ అన్నమాట, ఫైనల్ మూవ్. దిస్ ఇస్ అ స్మాల్ మూవ్. Actually, you must take a shot here itself because highly overbought zone. Third time, see, this is the overbought. Again, this is the, you can consider it like again double spread. I told you, no. That way you can take a shot and hold. You can hold for at least first fall is here and recovered. Again, continued the down move below the VWAP. You can expect up to the VWAP only. See, if you take a shot around, say, 70,100 or like that, you can make a fall of 69,100. That means 1,000 points gain. Okay. So, first of all, the most important thing here is this buy. You have to, you should identify. This is important, I tell you always. Okay. ఇక్కడ buy అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. It has given 1,000 points to the previous day's VWAP. And second confirmation is very important. We have to identify this is the confirmation of the end of correction. And you bought here, you made more than 1,000 points here. Again, correction also you can use for the selling at late night. Okay, that's the end of the silver. And we go to the US dollar. US dollar, since it was a very narrow movement yesterday, opens at 74 rupees 94 paisa and moves up to 74 rupees 98 paisa. Day low recorded 74 rupees 86 paisa and closes 74 rupees 93 paisa. Day low difference is just total spread is just 11 paisa, it seems. I think 98 and 86. It's less than 12 paisa. Okay, let us see what happened in the intraday. In the intraday, there is because it's a narrow movement. It's very narrow movements are here. You can, because for the last 3-4 days is in the same range, and moreover, yesterday it was very narrowed the movement. It's better to avoid trade in this counter because there are signals, but it won't. It's not strength is not sufficient to make an entry. That's important thing. Okay, you can leave the counter about this counter and go to the bank Nifty. Okay, bank Nifty opened at 21,900, day high recorded 21,925 and low is 21,394 and closes at 21,734. Okay, low, see here you have to see that low is lower than the previous day's low. That's important. Particularly this candle specialty is opens with the gap up and move down below the previous day's low and again recover. Okay. Okay, we will go to the intraday movement of the bank Nifty. Here bank Nifty also there was previously there was a twin corner, is it? There was before close there was the pattern generated twin corner. Okay, Sushant
No. No.
ఉంది కదా, క్లోజింగ్ కొంచెం రికవరీ వచ్చింది. నెక్స్ట్ డే ఓపెనింగ్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ ప్రీవియస్ డే VWAP దగ్గర ఓపెన్ అయింది నిన్న. ఓకే, సో ఇట్ ఓపెన్ నియర్ ద VWAP. ఇట్స్ ద రెసిస్టెన్స్ జోన్. సింప్లీ యూ కెన్ టేక్ ఎ షార్ట్. బట్ ఒక్క విషయం మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది, ఇందాక సిల్వర్ కి దీనికి సిమిలర్ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఉంది. బట్ సిల్వర్ లో బయింగ్ వచ్చింది, దీంట్లో సెల్లింగ్ వచ్చింది. మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, దెర్ వాజ్ బయింగ్ ఇన్ ద సిల్వర్, సేమ్ సిచ్యువేషన్. సీ దిస్, just a similar situation discussed in this kind. Here also we what is this? Twin corner. Okay, hello, here is twin corner. Later there was buying and moved up, whereas in bank Nifty is also twin corner previous day, end of this. So we have to wait for the long, isn't it? As per this principle, we have to search for the long. అంతే కదా, ఇక్కడ చెప్పిన దాని ప్రకారం మనం లాంగ్ కోసం చూసుకోవాలి. బట్ ఓపెనింగ్ ప్లేస్ అనేది డిఫరెంట్, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఇది ఓపెనింగ్ సిల్వర్ ఓపెన్ అయింది, ప్రీవియస్ డేస్ క్లోజ్ దగ్గర ఓపెన్ అయింది. అంటే VWAP ఎక్కడ ఉంది? పైన ఎక్కడో ఉంది VWAP. ఓకే, whereas bank Nifty also previously there was a twin corner, the buy signal generated, but open is at near the VWAP. సిల్వర్ క్లోజింగ్ దగ్గర ఓపెన్ అయితే VWAP పైన ఎక్కడో ఉంటే సేమ్ సిచ్యువేషన్ క్లోజ్ అయినాయి రెండు కూడాను. బట్ సిల్వర్ ఏమన్నా క్లోజింగ్ దగ్గర ఓపెన్ పైకి వెళ్ళింది, బ్యాంక్ నిఫ్టీ పైన ఎక్కడో VWAP దగ్గర ఓపెన్ అయింది. అర్థమైందండి డిఫరెన్స్? అర్థమైంది కదా. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద రెసిస్టెన్స్ పాయింట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓపెన్ ఎట్ ద రెసిస్టెన్స్ పాయింట్. వాట్ మైట్ బి ద కాజ్? ఓపెన్ కావడం మాత్రం పైన ఓపెన్ అయింది. సో సింప్లీ యూ టేక్ షార్ట్ అరౌండ్ up to even 850 or అంటే ఫస్ట్ మినిట్ may not take a decision, but you have to sell around at least above 21,850. opens at 21,900, you should be able to sell at 28,850. ఓకే, ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే దీంట్లో ఉన్న స్పెషాలిటీ బ్యాంక్ నిఫ్టీ ఫస్ట్ క్యాండిల్ ఎప్పుడు ఎక్కువ వాల్యూమ్ అవుతుందండి. వెరీ ఫస్ట్ క్యాండిల్ ప్రతిరోజు కూడా ఫస్ట్ క్యాండిల్ వాల్యూమ్ ఉంటుంది, గమనించారా? See this, first candle volume is the high volume. ఆ తర్వాత చిన్న చిన్న క్యాండిల్స్ వస్తాయి, బట్ ఫస్ట్ క్యాండిల్ వాల్యూమ్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఫస్ట్ క్యాండిల్ ఆఫ్ 12th August, అండ్ అగైన్ ప్రీవియస్లీ దిస్ ఇస్ బిగ్ వాల్యూమ్, బిగ్ బ్యాంగ్. ఫస్ట్ క్యాండిల్ ఎప్పుడు వాల్యూమ్ ఉంటుందండి, దిస్ వాల్యూమ్. And again here you see this is the first candle. There was volumes or continuously 3 candles. Okay, ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నా అంటే తర్వాత క్యాండిల్ అయ్యే వాల్యూమ్, బట్ వాల్యూమ్ ఎలా డిసైడ్ చేసుకోవడం దానికోసం చెప్తున్నాను. ఫస్ట్ క్యాండిల్ వాల్యూమ్ అయిందండి, దే ఆర్ సోల్డ్ అట్ 21,050. సెకండ్ క్యాండిల్ వాల్యూమ్ ఆల్సో హై, సో and went below the previous day's close and near to the bottom of twin corners, previously twin corner, second corner range. So this can be considered as a oversold situation. Gap up to open అయింది, within 1 hour, within half an hour it went into the oversold situation. You have to exit here. Exit point is around 550. You sold at 850 and exit 550. Okay, it's clear, I think. Okay, later there was sideways movement. Later there was sideways movement and a little treble top and fall. Okay, need not about important about this fall, because already this it is moving around the previous twin corners bottom. It's near the support level. Okay, this is difficult to identify this cell. For in course of time you will understand the importance of this cell, but you will leave this. We will leave the sell signal here. Of course, there was a strong down move, but you can omit and concentrate on the later moves. Later, this is the candle recorded the cut down below the previous day low and recovered above the, and lower shadow is higher than the previous candle's lower shadow. Previous candle also good high volume candle and having a lower shadow. Next candle, this lower shadow is higher than the previous candle's lower shadow and closes in green above the. Here you can try for the buying at 21,500. Happily you can say. Say, Sushant,
చెప్పండి.
in overall, there is one tin corner yesterday also in this chart. Can you find? Can you find the twin corner in this chart? Twin corner like movement. Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Double spreading pattern suggests and generates the down move only. Double spreading is sell signal. Okay. Twin corners is buy signal. Ante kada. At the end of the twin corner, you are supposed to buy. At the end of the double spreading pattern, you are supposed to sell for the down move. End of the twin corners, just opposite each other. This is the buy signal. Twin corners is the buy signal pattern, is the buy signal pattern, and whereas double spreading pattern is the sell signal pattern. So end of the double spreading, you are supposed to sell, and end of the twin corners, you are supposed to buy. Okay. Okay, let's close the class. It's the end of the class for the day. Okay, bye everybody.